It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. And you won't be hearing any of that here.
I know you're flipping through the channels and there's nothing on, and the radio ain't playing none of your favorite songs. I know the cars driving by have got you thinking about what might be going on just a few streets down. I'm hanging around if you're hanging around, if you're staying at home, if you're painting the town, if you're wanting to talk, you can give me a call. Or if you really don't feel like talking at all, if you're drinking a beer, I'm drinking a beer. Just get in a cab and get over here. If you want some fun, if you're needing a buzz, we got all night, baby, if you're up for hanging around. Oh, I'm hanging around. You can leave in the morning or later tonight. You don't have to call tomorrow if it ain't feeling right. No, we don't have to worry if it's gonna last. There ain't gotta be any strings attached. I'm hanging around if you're hanging around, if you're staying at home, if you're painting the town, if you want to talk, you can give me a call. Or if you really don't feel like talking at all, if you're drinking a beer, I'm drinking a beer. Just get in the cab and get over here. If you want some fun, if you're needing a buzz, we got all night, baby, if you're up for hanging around. I'm hanging around, yeah. I'm hanging around if you're hanging around, if you're staying at home, if you're painting the town, if you're wanting to talk, you can give me a call. Or if you really don't feel like talking at all, if you're drinking a beer, I'm drinking a beer. Just get in the cab and get over here. If you want some fun, if you're needing a buzz, we got all night, baby, if you're up for hanging around. Oh, I'm hanging around.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go. Brand new one from the Josh Abbott Band. That's the first single off a yet-to-be untitled album, as a matter of fact. That one is Hanging Around, and it's already hanging around. U.S. country charts see that one at number 44. That's going to be a big song for them, I think. Again, Josh Abbott Band, they are doing some big things. As a matter of fact, they're opening up for Eli Young Band, also Thomas Rhett, and Cody Johnson are all going to be doing a show down there at Minute Maid Park in Houston. That's going to be great. That's coming up in November. So if you're down there in that portion of the country, or if you can plan on being there, trust me, that's going to be huge. I know that EYB and JAB have been friends for a long time. Thomas Rhett and Cody Johnson as well in there. So that's going to be a heck of a show at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Thanks for being here and joining me. Again, some great stuff for you this episode. As a matter of fact, Sonia Leigh going to be the special guest. She is a phenomenal, phenomenal singer. But before we get to her, I've got to show you another phenomenal female singer. Her name is Katie Armiger. I've had the pleasure to chat with her before we started doing the podcast, and also get to see her perform live. And it's amazing what she can do with her voice. So the name of her most recent song is Safe. And I just watched the video for this song, and it's a kind of a big deal. She has decided that she's going to use it as a platform to push up, raise up. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. The men and women that keep us safe in our homes. Again, firefighters. Project Feel Safe. and the name of this tune is Safe. Again, check out Katie Arminger's website for all the details on how you can help her with her project as well. Here it is. It's Katie Arminger, Safe. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Merritt.
I wasn't looking for love. It didn't really fit inside my world, but one look in your eyes and I completely changed my mind. I wasn't looking for you, but you found me just like you were made to. And it's crazy now to think about how we almost live without each other. I love spending all my time lying right here by your side, a place that I can always stay, 'cause you make me feel safe. You make me feel safe. I didn't want to jump the gun and be the one to say I love you so soon. But when I look at you, the truth is, baby, now I do. I do. Spending all my time lying right here by your side, a place that I can always stay, 'cause you make me feel safe. You make me feel safe. Here inside your arms, no fear, no harm to my heart. I love spending all my time by your side, a place that I can always stay. Oh, baby, say you'll always stay, 'cause you make me feel safe. You make me feel safe.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Well, I must have been lost in the golden shackles, pretty when you're looking hard to get away. Once upon a time I was a 6-foot Johnny, and nothing was nothing that I could not shake. But no one ever tried to hit me from the blind side. I could see it coming from yesterday. Shot in the dark, it's once in a lifetime. 7 come 11 must have rolled your way. Guess that's what you get when you're taking it lazy. Chance that you take when you're playing it cool. Caught me when the thoughts were a little bit hazy. Drown me in the depths of a shallow wind pool. But no one ever tried to hit me from the blind side. I could see it coming from yesterday. Shot in the dark, it's once in a lifetime. 7 come 11 must have rolled your way. It's an open, broken heart I'm holding. Time for learning, well, I must have been lost in the golden shackles. Pretty when you're looking hard to get away. Once upon a time I was a 6-foot Johnny. 7 come 11 must have rolled your way. Yes, 7 come 11 must have rolled your way. I guess 7 come 11 must have rolled your way. It's an open, broken heart I'm holding. Time for learning, yeah, I'm still learning. Ooh, alright.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, meet Ben Merritt. There you go. Brand new music from Stony LaRue. That one's called Golden Shackles. It's the second single off the brand new album that's not out yet. And it's on my short list of albums that I'm looking forward to. October 28th is when the new album Aviators is going to get out. I'm looking forward to that. Golden Shackles is the new one. And just before that, we also had the other single that was released from that, First One to Know. It's going to be an amazing album if those two have anything to kind of show us the direction that Stoney's going with this one. Stoney's an amazing musician out of Texas, living in Oklahoma. He is pretty much the epitome of independent country music. So I'm a big fan of Stoney. Check him out, Stony LaRue, and his new tune, Golden Shackles. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Thanks for being here, and thanks for joining me. Again, I'm trying to expound your mind, and I don't mean in a medical marijuana kind of way. Or in any kind of a way, actually. I'm just trying to introduce you to some brand new country music out there. Some of it you may have already heard of before. Stony LaRue, I've talked about him before. And these guys are getting super popular right now. I don't even think that really I can consider them to be off the beaten path anymore. Just kind of with the way that they play their music and the way that they dress and the way that they really just don't give a shit. It's how they're off the beaten path. Again, Blackberry Smoke, their new album is Leave a Scar Live. It's the live album. You can find it on their website, blackberrysmoke.com. And not only can you get just the CD, oh no, there's all kinds of things. There are vinyl copies, DVDs. You can get the CD DVD combo. You can get the blanket. You can get the t-shirt. You can get basically anything you can think of. Basically, you want to be the biggest Blackberry Smoke fan out there, you got your chance. As a matter of fact, they even link you to the European iTunes, and you can order multicolor vinyl sets. That's the website I'm looking at right now. So that's where I'm going to spend my next $50 while we listen to it. Here you go. This is their latest single in the live edition. This is 6 Ways to Sunday. It's Blackberry Smoke on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
And don't be shy, we come to boogie tonight, baby.
It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Find us on Twitter at OTBP Podcast. Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. And the beautiful thing about doing this, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Well, actually, I think this will be the 73rd time I say it. But I've got the access to some of the best up-and-coming country artists of all time, and I have to go ahead and say that this woman is one of them. Sonia Leigh is on the phone with me. Sonia, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Well, I mean, your track record, it speaks for itself, and we'll get into it in just a little bit. And you're doing it all independently. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, I didn't warn you. We've got a couple of icebreaker questions. Are you ready?
Cute.
No, I never warn anybody about the icebreaker question. So if you're caught off guard, don't worry. Everybody else has been too.
Okay.
All right. Icebreaker question number one, and I know the answer to this one, but it's a cool answer. So where are you right now?
Right now, I am in New York.
You're in New York City, and you're doing a big media push out that way, aren't you?
I am, yes. We just did some visits to Fox, and I went over and got to tour Sirius XM, which was such a cool experience. And while I was over there, I like passed by this case of guitars, and I was like, oh, these are some really cool guitars. And they're like, oh, those are just Ryan Adams guitars. And he was coming in to play at one of the stations, one of the channels there. And so then later on, I was standing outside waiting on my band to show up, and he comes walking up. So I got to meet Ryan Adams yesterday.
That is awesome.
I'm a big fan of his songwriting.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing a lot of stuff out here, and we're excited about it. We went over by the TuneCore office, and I got to play for the staff over there, and they're just really cool people, and it was really nice to meet people who are behind the scenes helping you get your music out there.
Well, excellent. Well, maybe someday you and I can meet, and you can add me to the list. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to.
All right. I should say this out loud real quick. I didn't contact Sonia. Sonia contacted me about being on the podcast. So she sent me a tweet, and she was like, I want to be on the show. And I was like, let's hook that up. So
well, thank you very much for giving me a chance to get on your show.
Definitely. I appreciate it. No worries whatsoever. So, all right. Icebreaker question number 2. This is the one where either it gets really awkward or you laugh hysterically for a little while. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Question number 2. It's the same word, just spelled a little differently. What are you wearing right now? Because I want to know exactly how comfortable you are for the interview.
Oh, right now I am wearing a pair of white jeans that are ripped up in a Led Zeppelin shirt. So, yeah, I'm comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Me and my boys are all piled up in the hotel, and so we're all just like, the place looks like a tornado hit it.
Now, you and the band aren't notorious for wrecking hotel rooms, are you?
I don't know, maybe not like physically, but when we walk out, I think that there's a bunch of boys stench left behind. That's just guys.
I had an ex-girlfriend that would walk up to me and just go, "You smell like boy." So I understand that completely, I guess. So, all right. Well, Sonia Leigh is on the phone with me for Off the Beaten Path podcast. And Sonia, it's amazing to get to chat with you because I've been a fan of yours for quite a while now. And I think a lot of people have been as well, and we'll talk about it and how I said that in just the second half of the interview. But you grew up in Atlanta, country music, it's kind of found a home in the South, and Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta. I mean, it's a Southern thing, but your brand of country music kind of is a little bit different, I would have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I consider what I do just it's a little left of center for sure. It has a little rock edge to it. I think I think that's a good fit that we got to tour Brantley Gilbert a couple of years ago and Eric Church. And I feel like that kind of edge started to develop in country music probably about 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's starting to kind of, music's changing and it's rocking out a little more these days.
Oh, yeah. And you can say, all the way from like the high up guys like Brad Paisley and Keith Urban down to, Eric Church and Brantley Gilbert and all those guys.
Cadillac 3.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah, the Cadillac 3 is pretty much just Southern rock with a little bit more of a country feel to their lyrics. That's for sure.
Well, we're up here in New York to do shows with a band that I'm friends with and a big fan of, Blackberry Smoke. So we played with them in Huntington at the Paramount last Friday, and then now we're there tomorrow night with them in Clifton Park at Upstate Concert Hall.
Very cool.
So we're excited about them, but they've got that same thing, that Southern rock country edge feel.
Yeah. If you want to drop my name, by the way, to them to do an interview too, that's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to pull strings or anything.
They're great. I'm sure that they would love that, honestly.
No, we're here to talk about you for now, though. We'll talk about that off the air. So. So, Sonia Leigh, again, you're an indie artist basically through and through. You've been releasing your own music for a while now. You've been singing, songwriting. Some of the songs that you've written, a lot of people will probably recognize, and you've actually won awards for some of the songs that you've written for bigger name acts. Am I right?
Yeah, I co-wrote a couple songs with Zach Brown band that he got up to number one. I did co-wrote Goodbye in Our Eyes and Sweet Annie, which I'm proud of.
Yeah, and you accepted an award for it too. Was it the BMI Songwriter of the Year award? Am I right on that one?
No, I just got a BMI award for Goodbye in Our Eyes.
Oh, okay.
And and I think usually when a song goes number one, they'll honor, if it's like one of the most played or something like that.
Well, there you go. I mean, you have to admit that that's an honor that a lot of songwriters don't necessarily see in a career. Am I correct? I mean, that's a high honor.
I mean, really, when I went to the BMI Awards last November and I danced my way up on the stage, like I was like probably the only person who actually expressed how excited they were. But it was my first one, and you only get one first time, so I just made the best of it and enjoyed it.
Definitely, that's kind of awesome. I'm a big fan of that. So I'm also a big fan of alternative music distribution. I mean, sometimes the record labels are great and they really help out, but there are other ways for people to hear your music out there. And you mentioned TuneCore earlier on, but I mean, you kind of use every one of the means to your disposal. Am I right?
Yeah, I think that TuneCore, any kind of like distribution, and I also am a fan of streaming. I'm not against people streaming my music because I feel like it gives people a chance all over the world to hear it. I may not be able to get over to Scandinavia or Australia or whatever, but someone's over there getting inspired by what I'm doing, and that is why I play music in the first place.
Well, I'm a big fan of streaming media as well. I think I find most of my new artists on Spotify. I mean, it's a way that it's a way that new artists can get plays without having to make a major investment in hard CDs or something like that.
Yeah, I got my new single on the summertime Spotify playlist, so I was really excited about that.
There you go. And we'll hear that new single in just a little bit, but we got to talk about the new EP, which you can also find on Spotify. It's called Counting Skeletons, and you just released that one not very long ago.
Yeah, it kind of, I released it. My fans asked me to do this program called Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, yes.
And, they kept encouraging me. They're like, hey, if you do it, we'll help you raise the money to put out some music. And, so I looked into it, and, we raised $26,000 on it.
Wow.
It was like really, it blew me away for it. So I'm really proud of what we did. And we made a 6-song EP and then sent out a special EP out to all our Kickstarter supporters with 4 bonus tracks on it, just for them. And, so just to thank the fans.
And it's another example of some of the alternative ways that, musicians can get their music out there, how fans can interact with their favorite musicians. Because, 10, 15, 20 years ago, there wasn't this accessibility. Twitter wasn't a thing where, fans could directly interact with their favorite artists on a day-to-day, hour-by-hour, minute-by-minute update. You're one of the more accessible ones as well, I would have to say.
Yeah, I think social media is important. I used to not be very active via social media, and I'm just kind of, within the past year or so, just realized how important it is to engage with your fan base, and I didn't realize how much it really made a difference and how much they really do want to interact with you and just hang out. You never know what, just a small, hi will do for somebody's day. It takes 1 second,
Yeah, some people, it's always kind of cool when I get to see, artists follow me back on the podcast Twitter account or my Twitter account, either one. When I see some of my favorite artists like yourself, when you tweeted at me saying, "Hey, I want to be on the show," I was like, "No, this isn't the real Sonia Leigh, is it? No, this couldn't." But it was, and I was excited. It does make that little bit of a difference in a day. So,
well, thank you. Thanks for
definitely
having me.
All right. Well, let's hear one of the tracks off that new EP, Counting Skeletons. Tell us a little bit about Alabama.
I'm kind of from a lot of different places. I was born in Lakeland, Florida, so I have family there. My mother was from Alabama, and she's passed on now. And I grew up around Georgia, so I was riding one day when I was out on the road, and I just started coming up with this riff, and I realized that Alabama doesn't really have a lot of songs that are in support. I just kind of came to its defense in this song, just about how it just sometimes gets a bad rep, and I wanted to just write a really good song about Alabama.
Well, but sometimes that's all you really need. I got no problem with that.
Song, Well, we got Sweet Home Alabama, but I just wanted to update that.
Well, there you go. Either way, like I said, it doesn't matter where a song comes from, as long as you get the words out and somebody finds them appealing. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sonia, we're going to take a little break. We'll listen to Alabama, and we'll be back and talk about some more of you, more of the new stuff that we can expect from you. And, I want to ask you about the family, but we'll find out about that in just a little bit.
Okay.
Stick around. Here's Alabama. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Everybody thinks I'm headed out to L.A. Lord knows I love it there out west. But I made a beeline for Central Standard Time, where I don't need to dress up to impress. Alabama, you've got some kind of charm. Alabama, those loving arms keep me warm. Every time I fly away, a southern wind whispers stay. And I don't care if it ain't cool, Alabama, I'm true to you. I told all my friends that this was over, but I don't think my broken heart agrees. I try to swim against the tide, oh, but every time I find
I know I have a safe place on your shore. From Muscle Shoals right to my mama's door. Everybody talks trash, but it's the opposite in fact. And if you look a little deeper, there's something more. Oh, Alabama, well, I've been down every city line. Alabama, I come back to you every time. I can't deny it anymore. You're everything I'm looking for. No, I don't care if it ain't cool, Alabama, I'm true to you.
So there you go. That is Alabama from the Counting Skeletons EP from the wonderful woman that I've got on the line, Sonia Leigh. Sonia, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I know that you're hanging with the band, and I think you said that you guys were planning on going to lunch. They're not getting like ravenous and they're eating everything in the hotel room right now, are they?
No, some of the guys in here are health nuts, and I'm kind of a health nut myself, and so they've got their almond butter and apple and snacks and treats, so everybody's cool. I think a couple of people still are trying to shower it up, so.
So what you're saying is you're running the Sonia Leigh daycare for the band right now.
Right.
Apple.
Yeah, I have to get them to bring extra towels and stuff.
Yeah, you got the Sonia Leigh daycare for the band where it's apple slices and almond butter while everybody else is playing at the water table. Got it.
Right. And it's that time soon.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, Sonia, we just heard off the EP, Alabama. We've got a new track to talk about in just a little bit, but before we do all that, it is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show. Tell us how fans can become super fans, or maybe the casual fan can just start to get to know Sonia Leigh a little bit better. Find her on Facebook, Twitter, things like that. Tell us how we can do that.
Twitter, I run my Twitter, it's Sonia Leigh, and twitter.com or, twitter.com/Sonia Leigh. Instagram, Sonia Leigh. Everything, Sonia Leigh. Facebook, Sonia Leigh. It's SONIALEIGH.
Yeah, it's not an easy spelling for those of you out there. It's different than the norm. Would you say?
Yes, and please, if you go to my website, there'll be links to get you all that, and I'd love for anybody to sign up for the mailing list so we can let you know when we're coming to your city.
There you go. All right, so Sonia, on Twitter, I saw this hashtag thrown around on your page just recently, and I think it'd be great if you named the fan club this, or if that's what you're trying to do, and I think it's brilliant. It is the hashtag FamOly, and that's spelled the LEIGH version. I think that's probably one of the more ingenious ways of putting that together.
Yeah, that's my fans. They put that together, and they run that page, and that's their ball. And I really honor my fans and care about them very much. They're the people, most important people in my career, if you ask me. And we also have a Facebook page, a family Facebook page, and everybody's welcome to join and stay up to date on what's going on.
Well, there you go. A very open family. So if you're looking to join, don't hesitate. Make sure that you can slide on over to Twitter or Facebook and find it. So.
Right.
All right. And I asked you while we were listening to Alabama. I said it wouldn't be me throwing you under the bus by saying that you're a whiskey drinking fan. And actually, you told me why it's actually a good thing for me to bring it up, because you've got yourself an endorsement that you need to be chatting about here, don't you?
Yeah, there is a distillery in Tennessee called Pritchard's Distillery, and it's my favorite whiskey. It's I just really love them, and I do a lot of work with them. And you know, when I want to thank somebody, I give them a bottle of Pritchard's whiskey because it's just the best double barrel bourbon whiskey.
and there you go. They finally get their plugs.
That's out in Kelso, Tennessee. Boom.
There you go. You can probably find them online at pritchardswhiskey.com or something like that, right?
Pritchardsdistillery.com.
And tell them Sonia sent you.
Do, please.
There we go. No, because it's kind of a minor theme. I wouldn't say it's a major theme in all your music, but I mean, your music's a lot about having a good time, and usually when you're having a good time, you're having a few beverages, and I mean, it's definitely a lot of fun to listen to. Well, your music is very fun to listen to. I love listening to it. Like I said, I listened to the entire Spotify page a couple times through this morning just to get ramped up for the interview. So I was pretty blown away by how much fun some of this stuff is. And one of the more fun songs that was on there is definitely your current single that is out. You were telling me that you were over by Sirius earlier today, and it's getting a lot of play on the highway. I know that, and it's getting some play on terrestrial radio as well. It's Put It in Your Pocket. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Put It in Your Pocket is, a summertime song I wrote about. It was inspired by a day out canoeing with some friends on a sunny day in Tennessee down on the river. And, I didn't have a summer song in my catalog, and I really wanted to write something fun and upbeat and something that'll just put people into a good mood and make them want to dance. So I co-wrote this song with a guy named Bobby Huff, and he did a fantastic job building the track, and I'm really proud of it. We're just having a really great time with the song.
Now, because we've got a new single out, you just recently had an EP out. This song is not on that EP. Does that mean we've got more new music to look forward to soon?
Yes, I'm working on a brand new record. I should be having an EP out by the fall, and I'm hoping to get a record out by next year.
Excellent. So if you're going to be a Sonia Leigh fan, now is the perfect time to do it. She got a big song out. She just put out new music, and she's got more in the tunnel. Sonia, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Thanks for tweeting me back.
I have to get much better at my social media game as well. So you helped me by starting the interaction.
Right on.
All right. Well, Sonia, you can take the band out for lunch now if you're ready. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and Put It in Your Pocket. How's that?
Right on. Thank you so much. Much love to you guys and everybody listening.
All right, Sonia, thank you very much. All right. Here it is. It's Put It in Your Pocket, Miss Sonia Leigh. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Cool breeze cutting through the hot summer heat, dragging my igloo behind my flip-flop feet. The water's just right, everybody's jumping in. It's a party when we're lounging on the bankside, chilling. Got my whole crew together, barbecuing by the river. Laid back, shades on, rolling up, hey, damn right, it's a beautiful day. Kicking out summer jams, getting turned up, sitting on 10, gonna let the speakers blow. Put it in your pocket, big blue sky, golden sun shining down, heavenly light. Hey, can I get it to go? Put it in your pocket. Ain't nobody worry about a Monday morning. Today's about right now, living in the moment. Left my phone back at home, ain't no drama calling me. Got my dial on the highway, cranking that country. If I kick the bucket right now, I die happy. Laid back, shades on, rolling up. Hey, damn right, it's a beautiful day. Kicking out summer jams, getting turned up, sitting on 10, gonna let the speakers blow. Put it in your pocket, big blue sky, golden sun shining down, heavenly light. Hey, can I get it to go? Put it
It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Song came and went like the times that we spent hiding out from the rain under the carnival tent. I laughed and she'd smile, it would last for a while. You don't know what you got till you lose it all again. Listen to the midnight rain, listen to the music on the lake. Oh, listen to my heart break every time she runs away. Listen to the banjo wind, sad song drifting low. Listen to the tears roll down my face as she turns to go. A cool evening dance, listening to the bluegrass band takes the chill from the air until they play their last song. And I'll do my time, oh, keeping you off my mind. But there's moments that I find I'm not feeling so strong. Listen to the midnight rain, listen to the music on the lake. Oh, listen to my heart break every time she runs away. Listen to the banjo wind, sad song drifting low. Listen to the tears roll down my face as she turns to go. Running down by the lake shore, she did love the sound of the summer storm. It played on the lake like a mandolin. Now it's washing her away once again. Whoa, again. The boat steaming in, I watch the side wheel spin, and I think about her when I hear that whistle blow. I can't change my mind, oh, I knew all the time that she'd go, but that's a choice I made long ago. Listen to the midnight rain, listen to the music on the lake. Oh, listen to my heart break every time she runs away. Listen to the banjo wind, sad song drifting low. Listen to the tears roll down my face as she turns to go, as she turns to go. Oh, listen to my heart break every time she runs away. Listen to the banjo wind, sad song drifting low. Listen to the tears roll down my face as she turns to go.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast, meet Ben Merritt. That was Josh Kelly, and yes, you do recognize that song. That was Mandolin Rain, originally done by Bruce Hornsby and the Range back in 1986, I believe. Josh Kelly actually looking forward to getting some new music out here very, very soon. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at his Facebook page. Yeah, he posted a new single not too long ago, and a link to that one. And yeah, Josh Kelly. In case you don't know who Josh Kelly is, it's Charles Kelly of Lady Antebellum. Josh is his older brother, who's actually the much more successful in long-term range artist in the family. He's been putting music out since 2003. Yeah, 2003. He just wasn't necessarily country. He was kind of American contemporary pop, easy listening. He was still good, and then he made his debut into country music with the tune Georgia Clay and the album by the same title as well. So, and now we're glad to have him back. He's also married to Katherine Heigl, so that can't be bad, I guess. It can't be bad. It won't be bad, as a matter of fact. Stick around. Kelly Pickler on the way next because, well, we've been focusing on some very tough, strong women, and this is just another one of them. Angelina Presley from the Pistol Annies fame. She's out on her own now, and this is her debut single. It's called Ain't No Man, new album on the way from Angelina. You got to keep your eyes open for that one. The name of the album is going to be American Middle Class. Looking forward to that off the Slate Creek Records label. That's going to be a lot of fun. But right now, here is that single, Ain't No Man. It's Angelina Presley on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
She's smooth as a gravel on a roadside creek bank, sweet as a flower on a knotty pine cascade. She's hot as a fire on the end of a cigarette, rich as a church is a Wednesday night basket. And there ain't no man who can get his head around it. She's sharp as a blade of a mountain man's knife, sour as an apple in a homemade pie, mean as a snake in a small town zoo. Ain't nobody that could ever get to her heart. She's bright as the moon on a hungover morning, clean as a mouth on a welfare baby. She's slick as a leather on a cowgirl's holster, quick as a tongue on a Johnny Come lately. And there ain't no man ever gonna win that lady. She's pure as the water in a golf course pond, safe as a tiger with a $50 bond, deep as the sole of a worn out shoe. Ain't nobody that could fall into her arms. Proud as a loser in a locker room, sober as a drink of homemade wine, sturdy as a trailer in a hurricane, sweet as the smell of turpentine. She's real as a movie with a happy ending, fickle as a bulb on a dashboard light, pretty as snow on Easter Sunday, silly as a girl who can't make up her mind. And there ain't no man who can look her in the eye. She's sad as a smile on a birthday clown, busy as a saddle in a one-horse town, straight as a picture on a blind man's wall. Ain't nobody that can make her fall apart.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Like us on Facebook.com/OTBP podcast.
a few things you need to know about me. Before you let your sweetheart get into deep. Why picket fence don't feel like home? Don't wanna rock, I need a rolling stone. You wanna hold me, baby, just set me free. I'm a traveling circus train, spinning weather vane, going where the wind blows. Yeah, I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. Someday, hey, maybe I'll settle down. But it sure ain't anytime close to now. So much that I might miss it. I sit still for a single minute. I got a life and I'm gonna live it the only way I know how. I'm a traveling circus train, spinning weather vane, going where the wind blows. Yeah, I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. I don't know where I'm headed to. I just know I wanna go with you. Do you wanna go too? I'm a traveling circus train, a spinning weather vane, going where the wind blows. Yeah, I was born to chase the sun. Some horses gotta run. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a little bit gypsy. A little bit gypsy.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. And there you go. That is not necessarily her most recent single, but it's the most recent single that pertains to kind of how this episode has gone with strong, independent females. And that was Kelly Pickler and a little bit Gypsy. The new album is out, and it's called The Woman I Am. That is the lead track off of that album. The newest single is called Closer to Nowhere. Be sure to check that out. Kelly Pickler, again, she's amazing, honestly. Just an amazing backstory, amazing artist, and she's not getting the credit she deserves. So a little bit of love here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. But that's going to do it for me. Again, thanks to Sonia Leigh for, well, first off, reaching out and saying, I want to be on the show. She's one of the few artists that has actually done that. I want that to happen more often, by the way. I know I'm reaching and grasping, but hey, if you've got a favorite artist, you tell them, hey, Ben Merritt wants to talk to you. Again, email me, otbppodcast@gmail.com. You can get to me on Twitter, @OTBPpodcast. And find me on Facebook, facebook.com/OTBPpodcast. The website is otbppodcast.com. I can't make it any easier for people. No, I love it. Again, thanks, guys, for being involved, getting in touch, and spreading the word of a little bit of country music that maybe nobody else has ever heard of before. Again, thanks to Sonia Leigh. Thanks to you. And next week, Riley Etheridge Jr. is going to be our special guest. Looking forward to chatting with him and getting him out there as well into the ethers. Again, thank you very much. Keep in touch all week long. It's going to be a big week, by the way. I'm excited. So that's going to do it for me. Have yourself a great one. Thanks to Sonia. Thanks to you. And Riley Etheridge Jr. is on next week. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Have a good one. Bye-bye.